who's their strength, what strengths can they do, and where are they being successful or not, and then creating a vision, a 10-year vision for that they all can buy into. And then what happens is once you create that, then you can go back and say, well, how do we align to that or not?
Sure.
That may have been a long answer, but you know, essentially that's what we would do.
Now, I think we have time for one more question, so we'll address one of them that we got pretty frequently from you is how do we apply this topic in a merger acquisition? A lot of the people who joined us today are going through this right now. How can we help company in merger acquisition focus on what's right, not who's right?
So I gave a little bit of an example of that in the previous comments today, but this is very often happens when you do a merger. There's almost an instantaneous who's right attitude, because as you're merging, you know that you're going to have, you know, 2 sales teams come together, 2 development teams to come together, 2 customer service teams come together. Sometimes you're merging groups that are, one organization doesn't have that group, and so that becomes a little easier. But often, even then, who are they going to report to? Who are they not going to report to? How are you going to structure the organization? And that leads to a lot of these discussions. The first key thing you need to do here is make sure that you're merging for the right reasons, and that requires some analysis. Again, we will work with the executives of both teams to help them really envision what it is. The other piece here is that so often companies, when they do mergers, they focus on the financials and the structures instead of hearts and minds of their people. We would engage everybody in the merger process. How can we best merge together? What teams should we create for this new organization? Instead of having 2 teams merge, we would, in essence, create a new team that they all were a part of. A key thing here is working with leaders to help make sure that they're not focusing on who's right, but what's right. We coach them.